Out of all the Kanto starter Pokemon, there is only one that could be considered a certified big man, and that is Blastoise. Obviously, all three of these Pokemon have had their fans over the years, but recently there's been a lot of appreciation for Blastoise, with a fan-made song known as Big Man Blastoise going viral on TikTok over the past few months. This was originally made by the user known as Gen1er back in 2024, there's even a video of it here on YouTube. But it was really in January of this year that there began to be more videos using the audio while appreciating the titular Pokemon. And you know, the status of Big Man isn't something completely new to Blastoise. When lined up with the rest of the trio, it is the most anthropomorphized, with the entire line of turtles all being bipedal while still resembling the animals they're based on. And if you remember the original sprite in Generation 1, then yeah, that is definitely a big man if I've ever seen one. Pokemon Blue is the first game in the series that I personally played as a hand-me-down from my older cousin, and Blastoise was even the starter that I originally used during that magical playthrough. I couldn't even read, but dang, the Pokemon were cool. And in so many appearances since then, Blastoise has maintained this unmatched aura in one way or another. All three starters have their own appeal, looking so tough, but I find it funny how the original Pokédex entry describes Blastoise as a brutal Pokemon. I mean, hey, Gold version even tells us that it deliberately makes itself heavy so it can withstand the recoil of the water jets it fires. That is some dedication that I can respect. Actually, the sprite for Generation 2 is pretty cool with how it stands on all fours, something that we rarely get to see. And I think all the variations that we got for the Kanto trio are pretty fun. I know some might call them a bit overused, and trust me, I get a little tired of the recycled nostalgia every now and then, but giving them some new forms was totally the right choice. Though design-wise, I was never really the biggest fan of Mega Blastoise with both the shell cannons combining into a giant one. Cool idea, but not for me. However, the Gigantamax form is where it's at. Obviously, it would need some visual gimmick with it now being a giant, and turning the shell into a moving fortress lined with multiple cannons, I wouldn't have it any other way. It is really funny to see the other little ways all recently in which Blastoise has continued to be a total vibe, like when it was added to Pokémon Tournament DX. Honestly, a perfect idea to bring in a bigger, bulkier fighter, even though I'm pretty sure they lengthened the arms in this game. Some of the animations that brought it to life have become little memes on their own. And then in Pokemon TCG Pocket only a few months ago, there is the illustration rare promo card that has one just sitting inside a little auto shop. Like, how do you even think of something like this? But honestly, I have no complaints. This is a genuine masterpiece, deserving of being remembered for generations to come. For me, one of my favorite memories was the anime episode Beach Blank Out Blastoise. Right after Ash defeats Blaine, the gang makes their way off of Cinnabar Island but runs into a worried war turtle. Upon bringing out Ash's Squirtle to translate turtle speak, they follow it to a nearby island where it needs their help. Here they find a beach full of sleeping Pokemon with a Blastoise at the center. Once Ash and Squirtle go up and greet it, they too fall asleep. The mystery of what exactly is happening isn't too difficult to figure out, but I do like watching everything develop. Because when they wake him up and learn that he heard some familiar music, yeah, the usual culprit is probably to blame. I like this little moment where Brock breaks down the story of the island and how we got to the current situation. All the Squirtle and War Turtle sitting nicely for story time is so cute. Blastoise is able to wake up for a bit, and even though he's drowsy, the obstruction inside its cannon is clearly Jigglypuff. Always a fun time whenever that recurring Pokemon shows up. It puts everyone to sleep, and that's when Team Rocket swoops in to kidnap the big man. Also another great moment when the gang arises to see that Blastoise has been stolen, Ash's Squirtle rallies them all together. We already know how much of a great leader it is, so bringing back that aspect and using it in this way works out perfectly. But not only does it give a rousing speech, it even leads them right into action. Meanwhile, Team Rocket begins squabbling inside their submarine and trigger Jigglypuff to start singing while their sub is filling up with water, mind you. The Squirtle and War Turtle are able to save them, but when they regain consciousness, they don't seem all that thankful. All the Squirtle form a T-posing barrier to block them from getting to Blastoise, but that doesn't stop their submarine, and so the final battle begins. The real treat of the episode comes when Pikachu and the Turtles combine their power to blast Jigglypuff out of the cannon. Poor thing just being knocked all around this episode, but that allows Blastoise to wake up and single-handedly hold off Team Rocket, not even breaking a sweat. That is why they call him the Big Man. Once more, they all come together and blast off the submarine. Squirtle even saves Jigglypuff by bringing it to dry land. How nice is that? Honestly, watching back this episode, I think it's such a fun one. Not the debut of Blastoise in the anime, it was actually the episode that introduced War Turtle, but definitely a great way of showcasing the big man in a way that builds a little bit of the lore inside the Pokemon anime universe, while bringing in a lot of fun elements that we've seen throughout the series. I do also like that there's no conflict between the main characters and this group of wild Pokemon that usually stays away from humans, but instead there's a nice connection as they help them out. This episode was on one video that my brothers and I would always borrow from the library. Very specific to my experience, but while parents were attending the Bible study at church, all the kids would hang out in one of the classrooms and watch whatever DVDs were there or that we brought ourselves. So the memory of getting to watch this episode with all my friends is something I'll always look back on. And while nowadays the episode is readily available on the new Pokemon TV YouTube channel, I prefer to watch it with my Game Boy Advanced video cartridge, because that is one of the episodes that got put onto this even smaller roster. Now I can take it with me anywhere I go to show everybody the absolute aura of Big Man Blastoise. So let me know what you think about Blastoise in the comments below. Have you been seeing any of the memes as of late? And in the nearly 30 years this Pokemon has been around, what are some of your favorite memories? Also, if you have any other Pokemon you think would qualify as certified big men, drop those in the comments as well. Anyway, I should make like Blastoise and get right back to aura farming. Thank you to every channel member for your continued support, including the Great Gators, Dylan's Potatoes, Fred, SP Jump, Micah, Gavin Arik, Alex Switch Shiny Hunts, DeAndre, GigaWiiU64, Justin Dowes, Queued Up, Isyan, Tyler Hopper, Lockadox, KoiKoi13, Cemetery Hill, Cosmo Zero, Cheez-It62, GatorKid509, TF, Mathaclog947, Taijirai, Justin R, Phantom, and Quago. If you would like to support, see your name here, get access to emotes for comments, live streams, sometimes early videos, and our monthly members only podcast that I'm getting caught up on, you can become a channel member today. You can also follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky as well for more memes. Anyway, this is GatorX, and I'll catch you all later.
Pokeball, go!
Ash, have you had your breakfast yet?
Mom, I'm busy training.
Ash!
Okay. Bulbasaur, cereal, now! Squirtle, milk moo! Charmander, toast attack!
Stay tuned for another all-new Pokémon next!
Did you burn the toast again?